Today we're going to look at a new product from Analan to compete with the hair removal brushes on the market with their new mini pet hair detailer. This is a rather unique hair removal brush as it features 3 different sets of teeth to aid in hair removal. We have the maximum density gear for cleaning large areas at once, the medium density gear which excels in short hair removal, and then the minimum density gear for removing any remaining fur. We will be comparing the brush today with a fan and personal favorite, the well-known Lilly Brush, which has been a staple in the detailing community for years. We are starting off with my home area rug, which I left intentionally unvacuumed for only a week, and we will be testing all 3 sides of the brush to see how they compare to each other. Now, it is recommended to vacuum the area that you'll be using this brush in prior to use, so you don't wear it down quicker with any dirt or debris that is in the carpet, and it will also minimize the amount of dust and dirt that's kicked up as well. The Analan brush effortlessly removed all of the hair in the area that we used it in, and left almost no strands embedded in the fibers of the rug. Next we will test the Lilly brush in the area next to where we just used the Analan brush. We can see that the Lilly brush performs admirably, but does struggle a bit with removing the lightly embedded fibers, requiring a few more additional passes to pull them out. Now it's time to move on to the real test and see how the 2 brushes compare when it comes to removing deeply embedded hair from this area rug. This section of the area rug is far more traversed, and thus the hair is much more embedded than above. We will use the Analan brush in the recommended method of working from the largest density gear down to the smallest density gear to steadily remove the hair from the surface. We can see that it's doing an amazing job and isn't even hindered by the large amount of dirt that this poor rug has embedded in it as well. One additional perk of the Analan brush is that it's designed for large area removal with the unique angled teeth to grip and pull the hair along the length of each pass. I personally think the Analan brush did an amazing job and could easily clear up this whole rug in just a few minutes. This rug grips hair far better than any car that I've ever detailed, so if it can work on this rug, it would make vehicle carpets an absolute breeze to do. The Analan brush also offers the ability to change out the silicone blade, so you never have to buy another whole assembly again, just an affordable blade replacement whenever necessary. It's now time to see how the Lilly brush performs in the same environment. The Lilly brush did an amazing job on the surface level hair above, but will it perform just as well on this more deeply embedded section? Unfortunately, it does not appear to perform nearly as well as the Analan brush in this scenario. As we can see with the Analan brush coming in afterward to remove the excess hair that the Lilly brush just struggled to remove. I fully believe this is due to the teeth design of the Analan brush being able to grab onto the hair and penetrate the fibers of the rug more, and thus able to remove hair more easily than its competitor. Let's take a look at a real-time cleaning of using the Analan brush to clean up about half of my 5x8 rug. Ideally, you would have your vacuum nearby to clean up the hair as you loosen it from the rug and bring it to the surface, but I didn't have mine close to me, so you can see it flying around the room since I forgot to turn my ceiling fan off. One thing I noticed while using the brush for a larger area is that the angle of the brush does make a difference in how much hair it removes. Holding the brush almost perpendicular to the surface, or straight up and down from the surface, allows it to grip and pull the hair much better than if you angle the brush. I tried it at about a 45-degree angle and noticed it didn't work nearly as well as at an almost 90-degree angle. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the blade will eventually wear out, as all brushes do. Analan's internal testing estimates around 500 hours of use across all 3 blade surfaces, which is pretty amazing for these types of products. But the even more amazing aspect is that they're the only company that I'm personally aware of that sells replacement blades, so you never have to worry about your brush failing you during a job. I will be making a short video showing how to replace a blade, as well as a video showing how well it works in the detailing world for vehicles, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel to be notified of when new videos come out. If I had my vacuum nearby, this would have worked beautifully for fully removing the hair, but since I didn't have it, I was mostly just moving around the larger tufts of hair that it created. You can also just grab the hair with your hands and move it to the side, but since my ceiling fan was on, I didn't do that since it would have just blown the hair around the living room, which I didn't really want. Our final test will be on my backdoor placemat that has an absolute excess of hair on it because nothing really removes hair from it short of pressure washing it. This placemat has a very coarse and thick plastic-like fiber that traps hair in it and never seems to let go of it. We're going to see how both brushes perform on this mat, though I've tested the Lilly Brush on it before and know it's not quite the right tool for this job. It may not be entirely visible just how well the Analan brush is working at removing the hair from this mat due to its grayish color, but it's actually doing an amazing job at removing almost all of the embedded fibers. As we move over to the Lilly Brush, we can see that it definitely struggles to remove any of the embedded hair. After numerous passes, we can see a small pile has finally built up from it, but that's a lot more work than the Analan brush. This really shows just how much better the Analan brush is at removing the hair though, as it grabs the more deeply embedded fibers from the side and moves them to the top, showing just how much the Lilly brush was not able to remove. While it may not seem like much hair, it's these troublesome hairs that most people are never able to remove, and really makes a difference in how the mat looks when all is said and done. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope the video was informative and educational for showing two wonderful products and how a new competitor to the market is really starting to up the ante in the mini brush hair removal market. As always, if you like the content I'm putting out, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with new content as it comes out. Thanks so much for watching, take care.